Hi, my name is Nicole Czwakiel. I study geoscience at Hamilton College in upstate New York. I heard about the GeoIntern program through another student at my college. He did the program about 2 years ago and he really recommended it to a lot of us. And my department isn't really huge at Hamilton. We have a few courses about geochemistry and volcanology, but I haven't had a chance to take them, and I wanted to do something different and explore another avenue of geoscience for my last summer as an undergraduate. So I decided to apply for this program because it had geochemistry, it had fieldwork, and it just seemed like the whole package. So the program that I worked on this month is the CO2 degassing along the north-south rift zone here in Tenerife. And a typical day in the field was driving around in the van, and we went point to point and we took samples. We had a big gas flux chamber that we just put on the ground, and we measured it with a fan inside of it, and we also took syringes from inside the ground, and we took temperature samples from both the ground and the air. And then we did that for about 3 weeks, and then this last week we had our lab days in which we learned how to use the micro GC, which we then analyzed our samples for, and we also learned how to make the maps. We learned how to do the map behind the maps, and yeah, it was a very interesting and varied experience. So I would think that the skills that I've learned from this definitely revolve around fieldwork and timeliness, which is something that you don't really get to experience in a university because a lot of our fieldwork is pretty laid out and timed, and we go here, we go there, it's not very important. But this is monitoring a zone that people live around, and our findings affect a large group of people, so we have to do things fast, we have to do things right, and we have to be together and collected no matter how tired you are. So that's been a really good time management thing I've learned, especially in regards to geologic hazard. I also learned to use a couple machines that I wouldn't have the chance to use in a university, some pretty high-tech equipment, and I got to interact with a lot of very knowledgeable people who are very excited about their work in this program. So what I've done in terms of asking questions is we weren't really supposed to have a lot of lab time. Originally we were told we would have a whole week, and then we got behind schedule because we had a lot of points to cover. So in the last week we figured we would ask to make sure we could use all of the machines. We only had 2 days, and actually we had 3 days, but we asked if we could go up to Tatey in the crater because that was something we weren't going to experience. So we made sure to ask the scientists if there was room for us to do that. And it's really just all about asking questions because they'll pretty much show you anything. They're excited about their work. They want to talk about it. So we asked them, and they were pretty much ready to just show us whatever we wanted to know. Over the weekends, GeoTenerife organized some trips for us to go on, and we had a personal guide. Ignacio was our guide the whole time. He was very knowledgeable about the islands. We went dolphin watching the first weekend, and then we went and we hiked in Hell's Gorge, which was hot, but really, really cool. There was a small waterfall at the end. And then last weekend, because of the unforeseen weather circumstances, we didn't get to go in a lava tube, but we did get to go all around the island, and I got to see Tatey National Park for the first time, which I hadn't seen, and we got to see some really cool geologic things, and we just pretty much went around the island, and we got to see Mazca. We went somewhere else. Oh, we went all the way out to the point to watch the sunset at the end of the island up in the south. You can't enter until after 8 p.m. without a bus or a taxi, which was a really cool experience for us to get to do. And the trips have just been very organized and very intuitive, and I just really have enjoyed them, and they've really gotten me out of just the routine of being an intern and being able to see the rest of the island and how the people live here and all the wonders that Tenerife really has to offer. I was a little bit anxious about coming here because I knew this was an English-speaking program, and they don't really make you speak Spanish here, but obviously you're living on an island where the majority of people on the island speak Spanish, and I've spent some time in some Spanish-speaking countries, and I'm not that great at Spanish. So I was a little bit nervous about the communication because I know the scientists, Spanish is often their native language, and I was afraid there would be a language barrier, but my mind is immediately put at ease when I got into the lab. All the scientists speak pretty fluent English. So I would recommend this program to someone specifically who is an undergraduate, because I feel like a lot of the graduate students in this program find it a little bit below where they are right now just because it is an introductory internship. But I would also recommend it for people who are both interested in geologic hazards or interested in geochemistry and volcanology in general, but also people like me who are interested in everything and just wanted to get a better sense of what this field was about. And this is really just a jumping off point. You can learn so much even if you start from nothing, no knowledge. You can pretty much build up your knowledge base just going over this whole month. So I'd recommend it to anyone who's really interested in a new experience that's just geologically related.